Imagine a city gripped by a strange and terrible affliction. People dancing in the streets, their movements growing wilder and more erratic. This was Strasbourg in the summer of 1518, caught in the grip of the bizarre phenomenon known as the dancing plague. It began with a single woman, Frau Troffea. She stepped into the street and began to dance, her movements uncontrolled and frenzied. Her dance lasted for days, and soon others joined her. The streets of Strasbourg became a stage for this strange and unsettling spectacle. Men, women, and even children were caught in the throes of the inexplicable dancing frenzy. The year is 1518. Strasbourg, a bustling city in what is now France, is a place of trade and commerce. The streets are filled with merchants, traders, and townsfolk going about their daily lives. Life in the late Middle Ages is harsh, with disease, famine, and religious strife common occurrences. The people struggle to survive amidst these challenges, relying on their faith and community. The citizens of Strasbourg were deeply religious and superstitious. They attended church regularly, seeking solace and guidance from their faith. They believed in the power of saints to heal and to curse. Many would pray to these holy figures for protection and miracles. They also feared the devil and his ability to influence human behavior. Tales of demonic possession and evil spirits were common. The summer of 1518 was particularly difficult. The heat was oppressive, adding to the already heavy burdens the people carried. The winter had been long and harsh, leading to crop failures and food shortages. The people were left with little to eat and much to worry about. The city was also in the midst of a religious revival, with preachers delivering fiery sermons about the wrath of God. These sermons stirred the emotions of the townsfolk, heightening their sense of urgency and fear. The people of Strasbourg were already living in a state of heightened anxiety and fear when the dancing plague struck. The combination of environmental, social, and religious pressures created a perfect storm of stress. The strange behavior of Frau Troffea and the other dancers only served to amplify their existing anxieties. The sight of people dancing uncontrollably in the streets was both baffling and terrifying to the already distressed townsfolk. The dancing plague of 1518 remains a mystery, but there are several theories that attempt to explain it. This bizarre phenomenon saw hundreds of people dancing uncontrollably in the streets of Strasbourg with no clear reason why. Some historians believe that the dancers were suffering from ergot poisoning, a condition caused by consuming contaminated rye bread. Ergot is a fungus that can grow on rye grain, and it produces a toxin that can cause hallucinations and convulsions. This theory suggests that the affected individuals were essentially tripping on a natural hallucinogen. Others believe that the dancing plague was a form of mass psychogenic illness, also known as mass hysteria. This condition occurs when a group of people experience the same physical or emotional symptoms as a result of shared stress or anxiety. This theory suggests that the dancers were not physically ill, but were instead experiencing a shared delusion or trance-like state brought on by stress and anxiety. The pressures of medieval life, including famine, disease, and religious persecution, could have contributed to this collective breakdown. Still, other theories point to religious fervor or even social unrest as possible triggers for the dancing plague. In times of crisis, people often turn to religion or social movements for answers and solace. Some historians believe that the dancing was a form of religious ecstasy, where individuals were overcome by spiritual fervor and began to dance as a form of worship, while others believe it was a way for people to express their frustration and anger with the authorities. The dancing could have been a form of protest against the harsh conditions and oppressive rules of the time. As the dancing plague spread, the city of Strasbourg struggled to cope. The streets were filled with the sight of people dancing uncontrollably, their faces a mix of joy and terror. At first, the authorities dismissed the dancing as a harmless fad. They believed it was just a temporary madness that would soon pass. However, as more and more people succumbed to the strange affliction, It became clear that this was no laughing matter. The dancers began to collapse from sheer exhaustion, their bodies unable to keep up with the relentless movement. City officials consulted with physicians who were baffled by the dancers' symptoms. The medical community was at a loss, unable to find a logical explanation for the bizarre phenomenon. Some physicians believed that the dancers were suffering from overheated blood and recommended bloodletting as a cure. This medieval treatment was thought to balance the body's humors. Others suggested that the dancers be forced to dance until they collapsed from exhaustion, believing this would somehow purge them of their affliction. This method was as brutal as it was ineffective. The city even constructed a wooden stage and hired musicians to play for the dancers, hoping to appease whatever force was compelling them to dance. The music filled the air, but the dancing continued unabated. However, none of these measures proved effective in stopping the spread of the dancing plague. The city remained in chaos with no end to the madness in sight. The dancing plague of 1518 eventually subsided as mysteriously as it began. The dancers gradually stopped, their bodies exhausted and their minds weary. The city of Strasbourg slowly returned to normal, but the events of that summer would never be forgotten. To this day, the dancing plague remains a historical enigma. Theories abound, but none can fully explain the strange and unsettling behavior that gripped the city of Strasbourg in 1518. The dancing plague serves as a reminder of the power of the human mind and the mysteries that still lie hidden within our world. Section 6. Echoes of the Past, Similar Outbreaks. While the dancing plague of 1518 may seem like an isolated incident, history is replete with similar accounts of strange and unexplained behavior affecting entire communities. From the tarantism of medieval Italy, where people believed they had been bitten by spiders and would dance uncontrollably, to the laughter epidemic in Tanganyika in 1962, where uncontrollable laughter spread through schools and villages for months, these occurrences continue to fascinate and baffle researchers. These events, often dubbed mass psychogenic illnesses, highlight the complex interplay between the mind, body, and social environment. While the exact causes remain elusive, these outbreaks often occur during times of heightened stress, anxiety, or social upheaval, suggesting a link between psychological distress and physical symptoms. Section 7. The Power of Belief and the Fragility of the Mind. The dancing plague of 1518, along with other historical examples of mass psychogenic illnesses, underscores the immense power of belief and the fragility of the human mind. In an era dominated by religious superstition and fear of the supernatural, the belief that one was cursed or possessed could manifest in very real physical symptoms. Moreover, the contagious nature of the dancing plague, with individuals joining the frenzy after witnessing others, highlights the power of social conformity and the human tendency to mimic the behaviors of those around us. This suggests that what began as an individual's delusion or ailment could quickly escalate into a collective experience fueled by fear, suggestion, and the need to belong. Section 8. The Importance of Context in Historical Events. Understanding the dancing plague of 1518 requires more than just examining the symptoms. It necessitates delving into the historical context in which it occurred. The social, economic, and religious climate of 16th century Europe played a significant role in shaping people's beliefs, fears, and responses to the unknown. The backdrop of famine, disease, and religious strife created a fertile ground for anxiety and fear to flourish. In this context, the strange behavior of the dancers, rather than being dismissed as madness, was interpreted through the lens of prevailing beliefs, often attributed to divine wrath, demonic possession, or supernatural forces. Section 9. The Dancing Plague, a Timeless Reminder. The dancing plague of 1518 serves as a timeless reminder of the complexities of human behavior and the enduring power of the mind-body connection. While we may never fully unravel the mystery behind this bizarre event, its story continues to captivate and intrigue, prompting us to explore the boundaries of human experience and the intricate interplay between individual psychology, social dynamics, and cultural beliefs. By studying such historical anomalies, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the human condition and develop a greater understanding of the forces that shape our perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors. The dancing plague, though a perplexing and unsettling event, offers valuable insights into the human psyche and the enduring power of the mind over the body.